Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Adin Shafiqah Maturity, metric number 2017702. So today here I will be presenting you guys about the contributions of Muslim scholars in medicine, physics, and chemistry. So let's move on. Islamic medicine emerged after the prophetic ministry of Muhammad SAW, or Prophet, and evolved throughout the centuries of Islamic civilization. This category of medicine is also known as Arabic medicine, and this medicine developed under the phases of Islamic civilization and is a significant part of the history of Islamic civilization during the high Islamic Empire in the 8th to 11th centuries. And this medicine faded as the sun of Islamic civilization began to set and vanish throughout the world. Prior to the advent of Islam, the Arabs lacked their own branch of medicine. So here, the inclination of Muslims towards medical sciences has ushered in a new era in evolution of medicine based on the accurate identification of symptoms from the patient's perspective. The evolution of medical science in Islamic civilization can be broken down into three significant eras. As you can see here, the era of translation, the golden era of triumph, and the era of decline. So here, the translation is essential at this time. It is the foundation of the advancement of medical science and other disciplines. The translations, the result will be readily retained. Foreign language literature will be translated into Arabic, and the majority of them are uh, conducted in medical academic institutions. Several caliphs at the time supported its expansion, which resulted in rapid growth. Al-Mansur, Al-Hadi, and Harun al-Rashid were among them. Jabir, Hunayn, Thabit, and Al-Hindi are among the translators involved in the medication project. Okay, we look to the first scholar, um, Jabir ibn Hayyan. He was born in the 8th century. Jabir is the son of a medicinal apothecary in Europe. He is known as Geber and resides in the Kufa district of Baghdad. In addition, he had a considerable impact on the development of chemical science, and his work was cited in Europe and Asia Minor into the 14th century. Jabir once authored more than 100 publications, but only 22 are available in Europe. Book of the 70 Dissertation, Book of the Composition of Alchemy, Book of the Sun Perfection, Kitabul Rahmah, Kitabul Tajmid, and Book of Eastern Mercury are frequently cited among his works. His books of the Composition of Alchemy and Book of Solar Perfection have been translated into Latin language, and contain scientific information regarding reduction reactions and calcinations. In addition, he specialized in the production of medications and introduced the world to new terms such as alkali and antimony. Meanwhile, Hunan ibn Ishaq, Hunan is a well-known translator and physician. His name was called in Europe as John Mintus, and he was born in Hira, Iraq. He attended medical school in Baghdad, and Caliph al-Mutawakkil assigned Hunayn as a physician in the palace, and uh, he was asked to be a superintendent of the Al-Hikmah Institute. In addition to acquiring Greek manuscripts and studying the language, Hunayn translated the books like Materia Medica, Aphorisma, Seven Books, and Synopsis by Dioscorides, Hippocrates, Paul A. Aegina, and Oberversius. He has also authored 10 treatises on eyes and medical question of medicine that are appropriate for ophthalmology and medical students to study medicines. The last scholar of the translation era here, Abu Yusuf ibn Isha al-Hindi, also generally known as al-Hindi in Europe. He was the son of the Kufa governor and was born in the year of 194 Hijrah. He was educated in Basra and later he migrated to Baghdad to continue his education. During the reigns of Al-Ma'mun and Al-Mu'tasim, he was appointed as medical officer and royal teacher. His work encompasses numerous aspects, not only focused on maths and sciences, but many spheres of knowledge. Therefore, he is such a versatile scholar, and Al-Kindi has written over 265 volumes of literature. He wrote numerous disciplines, as I said earlier, medicine, astrology, spheres, logic, philosophy, methodology, and many more. It is believed that the majority of them were lost and annihilated as the consequences of the Mongol attack. So here, some of the famous book written by him, which is the Book of Optics, which was translated into Latin, influenced Roger Bacon and other European scientists. Alkindi has used mathematical principles to calculate the dosage of a drug. That was his contributions. Next, we will look to the Golden Period. Um, This era is characterized by the accelerated development of science and the emergence of new theories as a result of in-depth scientific research and study in the previous phase of Islamic civilization, which is the period of translation era, right? So here, throughout the several centuries, the work of Islamic medicine specialists have been recorded and utilized as reference and textbooks in doctoral education in Europe. Al-Razi, Ibn Sina, Al-Zahrawi, Ali ibn Abbas, and Al-Haytham are Islamic medicine luminaries from this time of period. So let's look to these scholars. Here you can see Ibn Sina. His actual name is Abu Ali Hussein Ibn Abdullah Ibn Sina. Westerns refers to him as Avicenna. Ibn Sina is an Islamic scholar with expertise in numerous disciplines of study. Among them is information on philosophy and medicine. Ibn Sina's contributions to the field of medicine is significant in terms of his experience and capacity to heal, as well as his writings. That's important. There are numerous modern medical sciences and reference Ibn Sina's medical science, specifically regarding medication use, diagnosis, and surgical procedures. Until the 15th century, his books were extensively utilized in European universities. His book was translated into Latin language by Gernard Cremona, who migrated to Toledo, Spain in the 12th century. His book has been reproduced 16 times, with 15 Latin editions and one Hebrew edition. It's amazing. And this volume was published 21 times in the 16th century. Ibn Sina combined the knowledge of Greek medicine, Hippocrates, and Galen, as well as the experience of medical specialists from India and Persia and many other countries, and at his own experience, like leading Western writers to consider him to uh, father of medicine. Among his most notable contributions to the field of medicines are, you can see here, psychological science has been integrated into medical science. His discovery in the medical discipline known as psychosomatic medicine today introduced diagnostic knowledge to determine the relevant human imbalance, which is still practiced by Muslim physicians in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and so many more. You can see here. So for the last part, I include Abu Bakr Muhammad ibn Zakaria, or generally known as Al-Razi. He is best known as Westerns as Rhesus. Al-Razi is also known as Galen Arab and is a native of Iran. He was Ibn Sina's professor, born in Bandar Rai near Tehran in the year 863. He died in the same location in 925 AD. Baghdad, which became the center of Abbasid Empire and the center of education, was the location of his early education. Like other scholars that we mentioned before, so the Islamic administration of the time encouraged the pursuit of knowledge by providing research facilities such as hospitals and libraries. So before entering the medical field, he studied the Quran, Islamic law, Mooritism, Arabic, and Hadith. Um, and he studied medicine with the Persian and Indian physicians like Hunayn and Ibn Ishaq. Al-Razi worked as a medical officer and later he became the director of hospitals in Rais, Baghdad, and Persia. He was also the founder of phylosomatic medicine and possessed a profound understanding of anatomy. Um, he was um, he has produced many books, and his largest work is the Al-Hawi fi al-Thib, Liber Continents, Encyclopedia of Practical and Therapeutic Medicine, which weighed 10 kilograms and contained 9 volumes in 1395 AD as reference for the medical faculty in Paris, France. So, yeah, Al-Mansur ibn Hisham, the governor of Khorasan, was given this volume on the art and science of medicine as a gift. Alright, we come to the last part, which is the era of the labs. In this era, beginning in 1096 AD, Europe began to attack the Islamic kingdom. These circumstances hindered scientific advancement and made the political climate unstable. And even though the situation was tumultuous, prominent figures of Islamic medicine existed at the time. And there were Ibn Zuhur, Ibn Rushd, and Ibn Khuf among them. Okay, let's begin. The first one is Abu Marwan Abdul al-Malik ibn Zuhur, which known as Ibn Zuhur. His principles were al-Taysir fi al-Murawah wa al-Tadbir, which known as Ease of Treatment, was translated into Latin by Paravicius in 1280 AD. So he has discussed scabies, pericarditis, middle ear disease, kidney stone removal, and tracheotomy in this book. In his book, and he also wrote about the significance of artificial insemination through the mouth or anus in medicine. Next, we move to the Abu al-Walid Muhammad ibn Ahmad ibn Rushd, which known as Ibn Rushd, known as Averroes in Europe. Ibn Rushd has composed the 16-volume work of Kulliyah General Principles on Medicine. This publication has been printed multiple times in Europe and is regarded as of excellent quality. So he began writing at the age of 36, and in almost 40 years he produced 10,000-page essays that covered philosophy, science, and medicine. And the last one is Amin ad-Dawla Abu Ifaraq ibn Yaqub ibn Ishaq ibn al-Kuf al-Karaki, which known as al-Kuf. He was a surgeon who worked in both Ajalun and Damascus. The exhaustive guidebook on surgery written by Ibn Kufiyalah al-Umdah in Sina at Al-Jurahah, the authority of surgery, contains a total of 20 chapters. This is his book, significant books in medicine today, and he emphasized the significance of anatomy in surgery and discussed surgical techniques, instruments, and procedures in a clear and comprehensive manner. Alright, finally we come to the conclusion. So, in the discipline of internal medicine, Muslim has contributed to the discovery and classification of a variety of internal human disease. Like Ibn Sina's identification of diabetes is one of the major achievements Muslim today that have been accomplished. He has also identified the precise symptoms of the disease victims. Additionally, Islamic medical figures contributed to the developing of surgery. The Islamic civilization has made significant contributions to the discipline of medicines and sciences. Um, Islamic scholars and their works are influential and have become the primary reference in the field of medicines worldwide, including in the West and Europe. This will continue to be a crucial historical event in the field of medicine. Alright, that's marked as the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. If you have any question to ask, please do so and please just type and send at the WhatsApp. So thank you everyone.